Well, some of Canada's top musical acts will be banding together tonight in a tribute concert for the late singer-songwriter Haydain Neale. Now, Neale was the 39-year-old frontman for the Canadian R&B group Jack Soul. He passed away last month after a 17-month battle with lung cancer. Luke McMaster is one of tonight's performers, and he joins us this morning. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your connection to Haydain Neale.
Well, we were both signed to BMG at the same time. Haydain was on the label before I was. And I was just always in awe of his voice and really looked up to him. And when we got signed, as I said, to BMG, he really kind of showed us the ropes. So yeah.
What kind of a loss is this for Canadian music?
It's a big loss. It's a really big loss for a variety of reasons. I mean, he had just such a distinct personality and presence, and he was a very successful songwriter and singer, but he also really gave back to the community. He was the president of the Songwriters Association of Canada. He was on the board of the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and he just really believed in fighting for the rights of songwriters, and he just really fought for music. He was really in it for the music.
What about your personal connection with him? What are you going to miss?
He was really funny. It's funny how things come full circle. You know, when I first got signed and was getting into music, as I said, I was really in awe of him. He's just such an incredible performer. And it's funny, years later, I actually got the chance to write with him, and they just came out with his album Soulmate. And I actually got to co-write with him for a couple songs on that album, and he was just so fun to work with on the other side of the fence, writing, and just an amazing lyricist, and yeah, it's definitely a big loss for Canadian music.
We keep hearing this from everybody who's had any kind of contact with Haydain Neale, but what an amazing guy that he was.
Yeah.
And some of the evidence of that in this tribute concert being held tonight for him. I believe it's the I Can't Stop Loving You concert happening tonight.
Yeah.
Nelly Furtado is going to be there, and Chaos is going to be there. You're performing as well.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're performing, why you chose it.
Still Believe in Love, because it's actually one of my all-time favorite songs, not just because he was a Canadian, but I just love the song, and yeah, it's just a really, every time I would hear it on the radio, I would always be singing along, and I'm just honored to have the chance to actually be singing it with his band too. And he's just, the guys in Jack Soul are incredible musicians, and have been working so hard to kind of get this album together and to get this show together, so I was more than happy to
give us a little sample of what you're going to play for us tonight as we go to commercial. And thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. She left with all of her clothes and all. She walked with all my CDs. She was too small to take the big screen, so she took all my DVDs, yeah. I swear the woman went crazy, cussing and yelling at me. But I tell you, nothing's gonna break me as long as I still believe.